Season 3 of Invincible is here, and I can't shake the feeling that the show is losing the magic that made it special. Don't get me wrong, I still love the show and will always be tuning in every Thursday for new episodes. But the energy from season 1 and even season 2 isn't there anymore for me. The hype is dying down, and honestly that is pretty disappointing. The charm that made Invincible stand out when it first debuted feels like it's slipping away. Now the show is struggling with rushed pacing and everything feels disconnected. The main storyline doesn't have the same sense of build-up that made season 1 so compelling, and this leaves me wondering what the fuck is going on. One of the strongest aspects of Invincible was the family dynamic between Mark, Debbie and Nolan. That was a huge part of what made the show unique. It blended superhero action with real grounded family drama, making it so engaging, fresh and different from anything else in the genre. The closest thing we had before was The Incredibles, which was fun in its own way, right? But Invincible gave us a more mature and complex take on a superhero family. Back in 2021, when season 1 debuted, that dynamic was a major selling point. Watching Omni-Man, a Superman-like figure, train his son only for things to take a dark turn was gripping. The emotional weight of their relationship made the show stand out. But now, that family drama is gone. With Nolan out of the picture, things don't feel the same anymore. Everyone is off dealing with their own struggles. Nolan is trying to make amends for his past, but his little to no appearance in this season is leaving a noticeable void. Debbie is struggling with losing her husband and the family she once had, while trying to move on, take care of Mark and Oliver at the same time. Mark is dealing with the weight of his father's legacy, trying not to follow his footsteps, while also handling the pressures of being a superhero and maintaining the relationship with Eve. The show is still exploring these characters and their arcs, but the emotional core that tied them together don't hit the same like in season 1. Maybe this isn't a problem in the comics, but in this show, the absence of the family dynamic is becoming a problem. Speaking of Mark, I don't know if it's only me, but his character arc is becoming frustrating. The show seems unsure of how to handle him. One minute he's shown as more skilled and experienced in combat, and the next he's getting beaten down or making reckless mistakes. It's even more annoying when you compare how he fights against other versions of himself versus actual villains. During the Invincible War in the last episode, we saw alternate Marks display great combat skills, and when fighting them, Mark held his own. But when he faces real villains trying to harm actual people, suddenly he struggles. That inconsistency is frustrating. A perfect example of this is Angstrom Levy. Mark had the chance to end him in season 2, but he didn't, even though he thought he did. And now Levy is back, wreaking havoc in Mark's name, and he is still holding back. I don't get it. It's infuriating because it feels like the writers are nerfing Mark's abilities when it suits the plot, and that is not what we agreed on. Another issue of Invincible is the animation. It's just not improving. If anything, it's getting worse with each season. The character designs feel off, the animation can be stiff, and the inconsistencies in certain scenes are just distracting. For example, in this scene in the last episode, Mark rips off Angstrom Levy's arm and the blood is pouring out, right? But in the next shot, the blood is suddenly gone. I'm like, where did the blood go? Like we're not even seeing any drop on the floor or dripping off from the arm. Gone, like it was never there. That is crazy. And then this scene where Shrinking Ray's clothes visibly drops when she shrinks, but in another shot they are nowhere to be seen. Or is it when the same avatar used for Debbie's character is seen in a different character, but they only changed the skin color and added bindi on her forehead? You can't make this up. This is what happened in episode 1, guys. Additionally, let me add one more. This shot here where Shrinking Ray's hair moves in the wind, but Rex's doesn't in the same scene. It's just funny to me because is it that the wind is choosing to just blow on Shrinking Ray's hair alone? Is Rex's hair metal all of a sudden? I don't know. These might seem like small details, but they add up and make the show feel rushed and lower in quality. And can we even talk about Eve's character design? Her design in season 3 is noticeably different and completely ugly compared to her character design in season 1. Her head shape now appears big and rounder, and every time she's on screen it's distracting because that is actually annoying and it's making me not to take her character seriously. Because how did we go from this to this? I still can't wrap my head around it. I get that animation is time consuming, but if you are going to introduce a high quality animated series like Invincible on a high budget platform like Amazon Prime, you have to maintain the standard. If not, you are gonna look funny. I'm sorry. I was excited to see Mark and Eve finally getting together and pushing forward with their relationship, but the way the show is handling their relationship right now feels rushed and forced, almost like a fan service rather than a natural progression. Instead of letting their bond grow naturally, the show jumps straight into their romance without giving them space to breathe. Almost every interaction feels like Mark is complaining about something and Eve is always understanding. Okay, what exactly is she understanding? That Mark doesn't have time for her or that she feels like a burden to him? It feels forced and lacks the depth their relationship deserves. Their relationship should be built on mutual understanding and support, not constant obstacles like what they did with Mark and Amber. It feels like the writers are going back on that ride again, and I'm not here for it. If Eve is meant to complete Mark, show it. Right now, Eve just feels like another source of stress for Mark. And if that is the case, maybe Mark shouldn't even be in a relationship to start with. If these issues persist, I worry that Invincible might lose its strong fan base in future seasons. The production team needs to step up, revisit what made season 1 so engaging, and prioritize consistency in animation and storytelling. One of the biggest issues with this season is the breakneck pacing. The show isn't giving plot points enough time to breathe. We just finished Invincible War in the last episode and suddenly Conquest appears, throwing us into another major battle. The fight scenes are becoming repetitive and less impactful because there is no build-up between them. And also, the entire Conquest debut, it doesn't carry much weight given how it was executed. The only thing sustaining the hype is the essence of comic itself. Only die-hard Invincible comic fans might feel the excitement, because if that's the much hyped Conquest debut, then I'm sorry to say that was incredibly mid as hell. I feel like the voice acting for the character doesn't match with the vibe of the character, and it was so soon because we were just done with the Invincible War and Mark is here saying I need something to punch, like please. To recapture the magic of season 1, the show needs to slow down, let the story breathe just like season 1, give character moments more weight, let relationships develop naturally, focus more on storytelling rather than cramming in fights after fights. The fight scenes need to feel impactful again. Right now, there are too many and they are losing their excitement. I'm sorry. The animation style needs more consistency and attention to detail. If these improvements are made, I believe Invincible can return to being the standout series it was in 2021. If you made it to this level of the video, you are the real MVP. I really appreciate you watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Tell me, do you agree Invincible is changing? Is it worrying you like it's worrying me? If it is, let's have a conversation in the comments. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm out of here.